welcome to another episode of 10 Steps Ahead. I'm your girl, Deshawn Snow, and we got...
Skeeto in the building. 10
Skeeto
Steps
in the
Ahead.
building.
I love that name, man.
I love it, too.
I love it, man. That's how I move in this game.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, D. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Last episode was crazy.
It was crazy.
I know we got a little deep a little bit. We was trying to get it all out the way.
It's good. You help peel back the layers. That's why I love doing this with you, because I'm so comfortable with you anyway.
Okay.
You know, because anybody else, I wouldn't.
I believe
be giving them anything.
I'm happy to.
So you're my big brother, and I know that you love me. So
absolutely, I want you to win. I want you to be good, and I'm thankful we wanted to do this podcast.
Absolutely.
With me. You know, I'm not into that Hollywood shit too much, but I'm around it.
But now you're starting to get, and that's what we can start it off with. You're starting to become in front of the cameras. So you've always worked behind the scenes, putting people together, making plays, putting deals together. So now you found yourself in a couple like fantastic opportunities, and it's causing you to become forward facing, public facing.
Yes.
So how is that transition, and do you like it?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I like to be comfortable.
And me being outside your comfort zone.
I could go in front of a room and do anything and leave. The uncomfortable is me being in the forefront, and then everybody coming around me because they want something or they need to go some. You know, I don't like that. I like to be at my own pace. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can be in a room and tear it up, but I'm quick want to go home.
Yeah.
I go to, events I go to, me, parties. I have this thing. I'm gonna confess it now since I'm about to go on the forefront. So when I would go to events, I had this thing. Maybe y'all could use it. I would go, they invite me, Skid, why you never come to events and red carpets and all that? I'm like, yeah, I'll come. And I would go. So I would do a circle and what up? And everybody see me. And then I go out the back door. I've been doing that for years. But because it's like you're there and I'm there for a check. Because the thing is on my mind is my kids. And then I'm always been like that, driven like that, coming from zero and nothing.
Right.
And don't know how to turn that off. But let's share it today. I'm learning how to balance it, because in my driven, I lost a lot.
Right.
I lost, been in relationships, in and out of relationships, and I was, and married.
Because of the priority?
All that. No, it's because because of the trauma of having nothing and no stability.
The scarcity mindset. I knew to sacrifice is to lose. Right.
But we sacrifice. Time. It ain't about me no more. So it's about what I'm going to leave for my daughter and my son and all that. And I missed out on a lot of stuff. But that's what's the sacrifice of trying to be successful. The hours you put in to travel and all of that. And then that hurt me. Yeah. So at the same time, I took a long time, but it was no balance. Yeah. And then you go into relationships or marriage and it don't work because it doesn't match who I am.
Have you ever been? You have?
Yeah, I've been.
Oh, you've been married?
Yeah, we could go there. You trying to go there?
I didn't know that.
Because the last episode.
No, but I honestly didn't know you've been married.
Yeah, I've been married, man. But
how long were you married?
I wasn't in it.
Was it to your...
No, it was I'm going to sound crazy because y'all think it ain't what it is, but
okay.
I got.
We want the tea.
You want, so I've been married twice.
What? How do I not know this?
But one was a real one. The other one was suicide mission.
What's that mean?
I was stupid. I married because of, it was a girl that happened, and not that I'm going to keep it 100. We had a baby out of this situation. Okay. But I love my children, but I didn't know her. You feel what I'm saying?
So you wanted to do the right thing.
But then I wanted to do the right thing because at that time, I wanted to try to find, go to church and do. So she knew how to manipulate the situation, but she knew I didn't love her. She knew it was a situation where I'm keeping the baby. I can't tell a woman what to keep and not to keep. Right. So I'm like, oh snap, I don't know you. So, but if you're gonna do it, then I'm gonna be a dad. But I don't know you. We be in those situations, which is my irresponsibility, of course. But at that time, that was one of the worst, and I'm not gonna say anything. But I don't speak against...
Oh, you can't say her? That's okay. I wouldn't even ask you to.
No, my baby's mom, my kid's mom. I got two. But I now, no matter how bad it was and toxic, she's still my mother to my kids. So absolutely. I learned to reverse that and I don't have nothing bad to say about her because I still love my children, and that's their mother.
So how long were you married? Both times?
That was, the longest one was, that one was years. It was
years?
4 or 5 years, but it was in and out, leaving, and I only kept coming back because of my son.
Leaving meaning leaving the marriage?
Yeah, I was in and out. I was traveling. I was doing it because I wasn't in it. So because I knew I didn't love her, it was that. It was.
And you didn't grow to love her?
No, I couldn't. It was because I had loved somebody else.
Oh.
But before that, she was driven. So it was a long story.
It's a triangle?
Yeah, no triangle. It was before her. She left.
So you were still in love.
She left to be career driven.
Okay.
And I got pride, like, yo, what's up? Because I was a different dude back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, God has changed me around in different ways. But I was driven, and she left to do a career in New York. And I was like, well, if you leaving, you leave. But at the same time, she didn't really leave. She went to New York, and she was hanging out with my mother. I didn't know all of this. So I was so stubborn, and I had a situation, and they did a surprise party for me one time in New York, and I had my business, this gym business, the first gym in Edgewater, Florida. You know, I was learning when I got to Florida. All these great things started happening to me, working my way up. And when I went to New York, and they surprised, and she was there, her mink coat. She was rich and, you know, beautiful and Italian. And it was, she was, my mother loved her. She's Puerto Rican. But I didn't know. I was like, and then the girl I was with, she was just riding up to New York with me to chill. It was just a friend. I didn't touch her. So when I say, yo, come upstairs, it was a surprise. She's standing there. So I see my ex, and she's like, yeah, we're coming home. I'll be with your mother. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so you was in your feelings.
I got a girl. And I didn't even say it. I was so prideful. I'm going to tell you this dumb story. I said, my mother looked at me. My mom ain't here. She said, come here, Skeeto. What are you doing? Because I don't know who you're talking about. You're being hard-headed, and you're going to mess up. Don't do it. But I was so hurt from her leaving. At that moment, I wasn't hearing nothing. So in that moment, I was mad, and I just let her, like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So you fumbled.
Yeah, I fumbled because I was acting hard-headed. And my mother knew what you talking about. And my cousin Tony, who you meet, he's crazy. He's like,
I love Tony.
You know, he's like, yo, because she was rich or whatever. She's like, because I don't care about money and I don't care about, he's like, yo, we out the hood. Cuz, he's like hilarious. You know, Tony. Yeah. Like, cuz, I don't care about that. I got a girl. And everybody's looking at her. We never heard of this girl, but I just used that to hurt her.
So is that the second wife, the girl you was talking about?
Yeah, that's the one. The last one I had was, I messed that up. That was the one my daughter, Rose. She was
okay.
Good woman.
Okay. But now you're not married, but you are in a...
No, I'm in a great relationship.
Yes, I love Mia.
This, you know, I don't know why I'm on here. I don't want her to get all emotional and shit. But at the end of the day, we was friends, but it took a break because I had my youngest son. It was like, it's like you said, a tradition, generational curse. Mm-hmm. And I saw myself from my last one, my son Mateo, you know, that's my baby, he's 6, that I'm doing this pattern of getting into relationships and then I have a kid and then be like, yo, but then I love kids. Yeah. So I'm like, But after that didn't work out because I was still driven and she was used to being, she needed somebody home, like a 9 to 5, that's not me. Yeah. So me being gone, she just couldn't take that. And it just happened. She's a great mother, school teacher. So that's I said, okay, that's it. So I did what we call that, I'm sorry.
Fast?
I did a fast and then I was celibate. That's the word? Choose, you know. Yeah. And I did that for a year. And then at that time, when I didn't, no sex, no nothing, this shit, it started to go, my business. This shit was crazy. But I was so locked in that it was like, I didn't see time or concentrated on sex. I didn't want to just lay with nobody no more. Because when you do that shit, it pulls something out of you, which we call it a soul tie. Yes. That's why people are acting crazy because they're sleeping around all these different people. Facts. You're pulling from her craziness, he's pulling from... So every soul you lay down with is becoming part of you. And what happens is you start acting a fool. That's why people can't get out of that. Yeah, it's a cycle. So I had a fast. So when I fast, I eliminate. And I said, God, the next person you bring in my life, please let it be the one, because I'm off driven. It got to make sense. And then I just went off a fast for a year. In that time, Mia we was all friends. So we already knew each other, and it just happened organically. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But I'm still off balance. I'm hard to deal with. I say things, and I know I do. I got a lot of trauma. Everybody know that. I confess it. I know they said that CTE when football players and all. I got that too. I know I got that too. I got a lot of stuff. So my impulses of how I talk, you could be offended. But I'm really, it's nothing. It's just at that moment.
You programmed.
It's just something I'm trying to break, but I can't control it. And then, but I don't like to be messed with. I like my own way sometimes. And, little things. So
she got to be a special person to deal with all of that.
You got to be different. You got to have a personality, and you can't be sensitive with me. But when you hear me, you'll laugh like, what the F did you just say to me? I'm like, listen, did I tell you talk too much? So I'll just say things, people like, in the middle of a conversation, and I'll be like, is she like, are you listening to me? I'm like, no, because you burning my ears, man. I can't focus. So you usually try to be sensitive to those things. So she cracks up. So, and there's a lot of things, we battled and stuff. But I did, one time she'll tell a story. I left her. I left because she was bothering me while I was trying to eat my strawberry puff. Right? So I'm eating my puff. This true story. She'll come. You can ask my family. So I'm eating my puff, and we getting along each other. It's cute. Now, this friend's thing is different. She's like this. So she got this little expensive couch, real expensive. So, the puff stuff drops on the floor.
On her couch that she worked hard for.
I start wiping it. I got manners. I'm wiping it. And she's like, so this is what we're doing? I'm like, what? She's like, so you're just going to wipe it? So I'm like, I don't know this side of her. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I'm trying to enjoy this puff because when I'm hungry, I'm off. I got to eat. Don't bother me when I'm eating. Let me eat before we do anything. So she wiped it. I'm like, damn, man, it's all right. I'm real cool. Like, what's that shit?
Yeah, you real
But
chill.
it's very expensive. And she just went into this little thing. Now,
it could have been a trigger.
But that trigger's got nothing to do. Don't bring that trigger shit to me. And I cut it. I said, oh, okay. She started talking, and all of a sudden, she started going, mom. That's me. I'll act like you ain't there. I'm good at that shit. I looked at her. I said, really? I enjoyed my puff. I ate the rest of that thing. It was crumbing. I'm wiping it, and I got quiet. And this was at the beginning. And she's like, okay. She just, sometimes. I said, didn't I tell you don't mess with me? I'm different. I'm not that. I'm a good dude, but you can't do it. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So fast forward, she did it, and the next day I didn't say nothing the whole day, and I sat there, and my plane was at 5 p.m., I went to the airport at 11 o'clock.
In the morning.
She goes, can I take you to the airport? The next day you act like you're nothing wrong. I'm like, no. So you just going to go to the airport and wait in there for 6 hours? Absolutely. Get the hell away from you. That's Skeeto. I don't give a shit about none of that shit. I did that. In her mind, so I'm thinking I'm back in the lounge chilling. So I guess she's like, I can't, this Negro. So she's calling her friends and all that. That's what she's telling me.
Yeah.
She said this, and she said, they were like, Mia, he don't give a shit who you are, what you got, because she's a powerful attorney.
Mm-hmm.
What money you got, that man's a man. He said over the Cocoa Puff, the Strawberry Puff, I'm out of here. He ain't with that shit. And that's what you've been looking for. He ain't gonna tolerate that shit because iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in that case, I left and I tried to get rid of her, and she made a call, and she said, "Yo, what you doing?" 5 days. It was 5 days later. She thought I was gonna call her. I'm done. She called myself.
Just like that.
Oh, you didn't call me because I'm done, and that's what happened. And then she came and got me, and
the rest is
history.
No,
she said, "Okay, can I come see you?" I said, "Nah." I was trying to cut her off. She was like, she was weaving, ducking and weaving. I don't think it's gonna work. She flew down the next day. She put, how y'all do. Y'all put on a little bodysuit and shit, came all sexy, all her hair done. I said, what kind of Catwoman shit is this going on? She came out the thing like a goddess. I'm like, all right, we can talk. And then I've been with her ever since.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it on that. But it's more crazy. But we going through our trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm. It's learning.
We're
it's
learning because remember,
she's
hard. And she been through shit with bullshit people and a lot of stuff she's hurt from. Mm-hmm. And then I'm Skeeto. Because I'm like, yo, don't compare me to that and who they
That's
are.
True.
I'm not. And when you start doing that, it offends me.
Though.
But I had to bring the offensive down.
Yeah, because it's not personal.
I had to learn to be a little bit more sensitive.
And graceful.
That's the stuff I've been working.
Yeah.
Being more sensitive to people.
And so did you find that she had a guard up? Because I know you always say, I have a guard up.
She said she didn't. And then when she got triggered, it would come up. But but I'm such a real person. I don't hold nothing in my head. I can't. It'll build up. I'll go crazy. So I'm like, you do. No, so she'll argue with it, like how you was dancing around the other day. And I'll go,
I wasn't dancing.
No. You know, kick. You know what I'm talking about with your women. But I'm like this. No, that's what it is. And I'm not scared to tell you anything because it's real. It's in front of me.
Yeah.
And that she couldn't face that to the point where I'm okay when you wasn't okay.
Yeah.
So she broke that.
Yeah.
She started breaking.
So she started feeling comfortable and she trusted you and all that and let the guard down.
Yeah, people took advantage of, people used her. You know, that happens. And you know that, and that hurt her.
Yeah.
And she was hurt. And how we deal with our hurt, we try to bury it and say we okay when it's a lie.
Well, it takes a long time.
It takes a long time. So we went through our things. She could deal with me, and my family loves her. She went to the wedding, had Puerto Rican and black on both sides. And they came telling me, don't mess it up. My family's just like me. The girls are stronger than the dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? She's like, don't mess it. We love Mia. So that was a good sign. My kids love her, and she's and I met her family. Her family's beautiful. And I needed a family-oriented person because I'm really about family. Yeah, I'm really about family. And then when I'm your friend, I treat you like family.
Yep.
That people know me, you know, on that note.
So, because you and I were talking about, like, as you say, I'm rough around the edges. I see myself as refined. But you say, and I don't think I have my guard up, but you say that I do, or you say that you can sense it.
Because you asked me. I didn't start telling you. Remember, you said
okay,
keep it real.
Yes, because I always come to you. Because I ask you the questions like, well, what is this guy thinking, or what does this mean? Because I can't figure it out. Yeah. And I ask you because you're a man, and I know you'll tell me the truth, and you tell me the truth.
Well, what you mean by so you have these situations? What you mean? What you mean? What this means?
Well, like what we were talking about.
No, forget what we talking about. What was he talking about?
But you were saying that I have a guard up. And I feel that I don't have a guard up.
Okay.
So you tell me, like, why do you sense that I have a guard up? Because I feel like, remember I told you, I feel like if I'm smiling and, you know, that's like I'm inviting you, like, to say hello.
You know the saying, when you ever see somebody smile at you and they looking at you like they hate you?
But are you saying...
Not that it's tough. I could do this. That's that.
That's what I'm doing?
Because you're just trying to use your teeth to block everything else. And you got beautiful teeth. But what we feel as men is another thing.
So I'm exuding
teeth ain't
it.
blocking what's on you. You know what I'm saying? You got your beauty for the outside, but it's almost, it's not like it's fake. It's like it's rough. It's like something you hiding. It's something, as a man, we have different instincts. So it's like, what the fuck's going on? What's wrong with her? I see her teeth is shining, she's beautiful, but she got still a look of a cold, like if you mess with me, I'll bust you in your knee. Like
that's what I'm giving?
I told you that. You want to keep it real? What you talking about?
Because I just can't see myself giving that.
And I think that part is a lot of women out there like that. Not that you ready, but you gotta. There's still a kind of a wall, a shield up.
Like try me.
So men, some men, I don't give a shit. Some people, there are good men that are strong like me that don't care, can fight through the wall. But that's like not a lot.
It's not a lot because it's not like it's a lot of people.
But you with that wall, it's gonna be like, wow, you get them on eggshells almost. Even though you're showing your teeth, they still feeling that. It don't feel comfortable for them to go over. I'm not saying you keep thinking it's you, but that's the one part I could say I feel.
Yeah. No, so that's helpful because I wasn't aware of that. Like, I feel like I don't have a wall. I feel like I do. I feel like I'm open.
Okay, you can feel what you want. That don't mean what it is.
I feel like that I am open, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What you're doing, you're feeling it, but
But I'm not exuding it, so I don't really know how to change it.
So when you ask me as your brother, you go, yo, Ski, tell me from that perspective, then I'm giving you from the man's perspective what I feel and see. So I'm like, it ain't make a lot of men. You think all men are confident? Not all men are confident.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to. Like you said, you'll tackle the wall or whatever. Like I'm not. That's what I want. Somebody. I mean, I don't want to give up the wall. I mean, I don't want to have a wall up. So I will figure that out.
I know. No, what it is what you want might not be the same thing. Like, you know, everything you ask for is not, God's going to bring you what you can say what you want, but he's going to give you what you need.
Right.
But you got to define what, you know, if you start putting people in categories and you start, oh, well, I want that, or that's not right, I'm going to do this. And it's already like, it's too much. Mm-hmm. So, you know, in the midst of that, it's too much. Men feel that it's just too much. It's heavy on you. Yeah, because you give a look. You got this look, D. When you look, that look. that look to the side. My mother used to give me that look. I thought I was in trouble. Like, she's like, but that was a different look. That look, I'm gonna bust you in your mouth. You say another word. But you got that. No, that's what my mother used to have that look. But you got that look where you could be talking to somebody and you just lean and you don't see it. That might be the Detroit in you. I don't know. You know
no, maybe because I am like, it depends on what they're saying, I guess.
Yeah,
if I see past the BS.
Yeah, but it's cool. But, it's just I
want to work on that because I don't want.
And you're doing good.
I want to be open.
Yeah, you're doing good. I feel like you're around good people. You got support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But everything is good.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But let's get to this topics and stuff, man. Let's rock.
So let's talk about some hot topics. What about so I know. I mean, we're not going to be giving a lot of names, but clearly you are like everybody's man, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like celebrity, everybody's your boy. You got
not
business.
Everybody, but I know
for the most part, all the major people, you're in the behind the scenes, or whatever. So let's talk about some of the stuff that's going on and things.
Been going on. Okay.
What do you? I know you're real good with Rock Nation.
Okay. Yeah, they're family. It's like family. Like they're good people.
Yeah. So what do you think about Kanye, clearly he's off his meds. So I guess he was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, which is always a no-no. You never talk about somebody's kids. How do you feel about that? Because that's family. So
yeah. Well, that's how Jay feel about that at the end of the day. Me, I don't play that. I clear all that up on I don't play. Don't ever play with me with my kids.
Right.
All bets are off. So that's things you don't do. There's things you don't play with people's family, their mother. You don't do that. I don't care what meds he's on. He's doing this thing for attention. Me personally, on sight, he getting knocked out. I'm not. I don't play like that. And now you bringing me back to a whole, and everybody know, do not play with me like that. So I know, but Jay got to watch. I know Jay probably saying on sight, I want to punch him in his mouth. But he's an icon. He got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye knows that. And Kanye's a genius. And I love Kanye. I love see how I clear that up? It's not about hate. But don't play like that. Because when people were playing with your kids, you went off.
Yeah.
So now you twisting it and you being a hypocrite. So I love his genius. God bless him. I hope God delivers him. But don't do what you don't want done to your kids.
Right.
And that's the line you don't cross. And there's no coming back from it.
So there's no grace.
There's no. Are you crazy? Yeah. You don't play with. You don't know what you're dealing with. Don't play with the kids
crossing the line.
You understand?
Okay. All right. So tell me about, because we kind of talked about this. I don't know about it. Big U. Something about somebody got to pay money when they come to LA. What's all that about?
What's going on with the thing with Big U? I don't know him, but he's out the LA.
Yes, there's somebody got to check in. Like the athletes and stuff got to check in. I never heard of that.
You never heard of checking in?
No. Yeah. I don't think my ex checked in.
Why would you think your man's gonna tell you I gotta check in with another man? There's some things men ain't gonna tell their women.
Yeah, but I just never heard.
Well, check-in is in LA. They have this thing. I don't know what that is to me. To me, I don't go by those rules.
Right.
Not that I'm not tough and none of that. I just don't move like that. But these basketball players and these athletes that want to be tough and they want to claim blood, and this is when they get trapped in it. Now you're dealing with some real gangsters out there. So since you want to represent my set, now you got to pay a fee. You understand? Oh, Chris, you a blood? Oh, Lil Wayne, you a blood? You see how they catching them. This is something I'm saying. This is live. But I know these people. You know what I'm saying? I know Chico Brown and they're from Compton. These are friends of mine. I don't associate with that, but these are my people. I know the rules. There's rules in LA. There's rules in New York. There's rules in Chicago. And if you claiming sets and gangs and they're going to bring you in their gang, oh, you cutting a check. That's why you see these celebrities and athletes running around like tough guys, but they paying the fee. They're not going to tell you that. That's called check-in. And when these rappers go to these shows, they extort who they can extort. I'm not saying they got everybody like that. Yeah. You ain't got no Jay like that. You ain't got no Fat Joe like that. Because they get down like everybody else was around them. I know that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have me. I'll get down is different. You ain't checking me. But these wannabes, and they want to be down, and they want to claim blood and Crips and Blues and Reds and Blacks, you got to pay a fee for that.
I didn't even, because I heard about it, but I was like, that sounds like a movie.
No, that's for real. That's going down now. If Big U ain't going to do it, it's going to be somebody else doing it. Because there's always somebody trying to be something they're not. And that's when you be trapped in your own circle.
Facts.
And that's what goes on with these celebrities and rappers. They want to be around killers when they're not a killer. And then when you can't feed a killer, now you're scared to tell a killer to leave your circle.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it gets deep, but
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying to
can.
get, but go ahead.
Pull you back.
Pull me back. I get lost going off.
Okay. Now, another thing I want to ask you, because you were always behind the scenes, and now you're going to be forward facing in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And so to speak, camera. But how do you handle when people you're always giving love, showing love, supporting, and then now that you're in front, for the people that's not supporting?
Oh, that's going to happen. But the thing I love about me and people that know me, I don't live for people. Because they don't, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm not a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'm zero that. Even me is like, oh my God, you really the opposite of that. But I don't have a people pleaser mentality, so nothing doesn't bother me. I expect what people are gonna do. You know what I'm saying? With success comes love and hate. But either way, I still don't care. Skeeto's still gonna do Skeeto.
Yeah.
Long as it's not personal with me or you messing with my family, it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
But what if it's somebody's close? I mean, you wouldn't bother hurt your feelings?
Too.
Yeah.
That's their insecurity and them spirits they deal with, jealousy, envy, strife. Those are demons in them. I don't entertain the devil like that.
But do you get hurt? I guess maybe because you're a man.
I'm not built like that.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I don't get hurt, but I'm learning to be sensitive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what bothers you don't bother me. What hurts him don't hurt me. Because I'm it's like that. Now, if you personally attacking me, you coming at me, then that's a different situation. I'm gonna deal with you like. But when you freedom to speak across the street, okay, he's over there. He's on the internet. I can't control what you can't control.
Yeah. No, that's a good way.
You know what I'm saying?
Looking at things.
That's just how I am. God bless America.
Amen. So also, what's big about you and I see it all the time. It's like the power of relationships.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize, they want what's in front of them. They don't see the big picture.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not about like the deal that's right there on the table. It's about establishing a relationship.
Absolutely.
And all of that. So speak to how you've gotten all your success because of your relationships or how you utilize relationships.
I think relationship, I move like that. So if I take a relationship, I'm helping people. Like let's say if it's an up-and-coming athlete or something, I'm there. Sometimes, no matter how good you are, somebody's always thinking something wrong. Why are you doing this? What do you want? I get that because people take advantage. I'm not that. So I kind of show them before I do anything. Let me show you what I do. Then we'll talk about whatever later. Because then when you show them and how you move, it's a more of a trust understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to...
So it's not just talk.
I don't do all the talk. I bring them straight to the table. And then that talk is different after you do that. Like, Ski, a lot of people was talking, but you did it. That's what put me in this position. Now that I say I'm coming out, being a Stella, this new shoe that's coming out, this new Croc that's about to hit the airwaves this summer. And the next episode's going to be crazy. When I tell you who's lined up with it, the celebrities that's part of this shoe, this Japanese designer that came, first thing I did, I said, this is out of here. So I feel like I'm part of the new group like Facebook and Bill Gates, that circle. I said, God, I must have did something right. Because now I got this Japanese designer who I'm now his right-hand man. I was his consultant, becoming a CEO. It leads like that. And that's from putting on the work and giving my heart to everybody through the years. I feel it's just my time.
And you're reaping it.
And I'm reaping it.
This is your takeover phase.
This is my takeover thing. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, just like you with your takeover thing, I just want you to, you working on what you working on, the things you was telling me about. Tell me about that. See, I'm hyped, but see me, I'm always feeling it, and I always want to hear it too. Because it makes me happy to see other people happy. But tell me your new and improved self, slim, rock, you on your cut, ripped. I'm like,
I'm big on this wellness journey because, for about 13 months, I've lost about 51 pounds.
Wow.
A little bit more than 50 pounds. But, all my numbers were through the roof, like my blood pressure, my cholesterol, had abnormal EKG and all this stuff. And, EJ just got married.
Okay.
So I knew he was getting married. I was like, I want to have some grandkids and all of that. So I got to take this serious. So my motivation, if your why is big enough, you'll endure anyhow. So my why was my health. I've been up and down in weight all the time, my whole life. So, but this time, my why is stronger. So I went on this journey and I love it. And so now I'm at the maintaining stage, but now I'm building and I'm doing my core, strengthening my core and all of that. But what I'm doing is trying to inspire others. So I think by sharing my journey, they'll be inspired by it to make changes for themselves as well. So it's not about being a size. It's just about being the most healthiest you can be. And it's not about being skinny, it's about being strong.
Okay.
So I'm big into the weight training and all that. So I'm going to do these exclusive workout meetups, these wellness retreats. Like, I'm all in on it because I think health is wealth.
Okay.
And really mind, body, soul.
Okay, so what? And then, okay, so all of that, and then we going to. So you prepping yourself for your new man, and you.
Oh yeah, always, yeah. So I feel I am a wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I've not been married yet again, but I think.
Well, this is why we have this segment.
I guess we got all these reasons why. In my mind, I don't know, but I guess there's reasons. But that's okay. God has the right person for me, the right timing.
So let me ask you something. You on your boss things and all that. What do you look? I mean, besides the health and wealth, which is healthy, because people be unbalanced based on how they're eating and doing that. That's true, right? But you got some business things and some ideas and shows that you creating that's going to be epic. For sure. Mm-hmm. You know, talk about that. You got some ideas. I know you got, because you've been on a reality show. You got
I'm constantly pitching. I got a lot of ideas. Real estate, because I'm in real estate. You know, I'm global real estate advisor. So I got a lot of things that we're pitching. So you'll hopefully see me on the stage, but it's all about lifestyle and wellness.
Okay.
Everything relating to
that.
So
you got. So I'm gonna ask you something. So we in a sports game. Your son plays football, right?
Yep.
And I've been working with a lot of NFL young kids coming out, and I'm trying to teach them how to be CEOs and brand because they only know football. How do you get them for the next level? All the politics in the industry is the same as the sports.
Absolutely.
It's bad. You know what it is. How do you protect them? What do you think about that?
So he's really, really close with his father.
Okay.
And so, like, I'm not even involved in that aspect of it. That is his right-hand man, so he doesn't share most of it, but I know he has a good head on his shoulders. Mm-hmm. Darius is very driven. So even though he has another year left of eligibility, he already has his master's.
Wow.
So he graduated with his undergrad in 3 years and then got his master's 2 years later.
Wow.
So this is his last season. He had that injury, so he's back and he's healthy. So this is his year. So we're excited about it. But Darius is very focused. He has a strong foundation as far as his faith and all of that. So he'll be fine. But he's moving in those scenes now. So I know he's dealing with the NIL and all that, the politics of it all.
Okay, so Dad's teaching him being
Dad is like, I can't even get in because they have that.
I got that. You mom, that's cool, but he been in the game, so that's good.
Yeah, so I've been trying to find
I wanted to ask you, we're not political here.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
But what do you feel about our new president, Donald Trump?
I don't feel anything. So my family, like, we have these group chats, and I have 2 people in my family, they would go down a rabbit hole, always sending all this stuff. I'm like, yo, y'all set your own group chat with that, because it's just, he's too much. Okay. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he's doing. So, but I do realize I do need to pay attention so I can know what's going on. But I can't even stand to look at him. I don't even watch him.
I got you. I like Donald Trump.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I like him. Not the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
This is.
What about all this cutting apartment education and all that other stuff?
Okay, let me give you the breakdown of
Head Start.
why I like Donald Trump. Okay, let's go back to 911. Right, I'm in New York City. Right.
That's right. Okay.
So I have friends and family that died in that.
Ooh.
So you got to picture this. So when the terrorist attack hit New York, it was the most saddest lost thing in the world. I can see the Twin Towers from my grandmother's house on 128 Allen Street in New York City. I grew up on that fire escape watching that in rainy days. When people were jumping and firing, holding hands and hitting the floor, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It made me so angry. But at that time, it was a lot of politics with different presidents. I felt that was very bold by these other countries. And I felt our presidents are more negotiating with them, being nice, and the other countries don't respect us. And I think they've all been too soft. And that's why they were able to do all this terrorist attack. They crossed lines and then did deals with these people. I'm not jumping the gun. So now I know Donald's off and he's a billionaire. I liked him before he was a president because people thought he was funny. He was straight out. You don't tell him what to do. But when I see him monkey gripping that, walking in the thing and pushing that dude behind him, like, man, get behind me. Strong arming them other leaders. That's America coming back. I'm not agreeing on his ways, but we're not soft. They cross lines. They've been crossing lines with other presidents. Donald's stopping all that. You ain't gonna come do what you want to do, and I wish you would. We always been the toughest in the country. We became the softest. So me protecting what's mine, my country,
No holds
is
barred.
that. Now, do I agree with a lot of crazy? Donald just say crazy stuff. But do I like how when the other country and presidents think twice before they mess with us? Because they know Donald will get in their ass. That's the part I like.
Okay.
You feel me? To protect us. See, y'all caught up in rights and wrongs, but they sending terrorist attacks trying to kill us. So y'all caught up on the little things, and Donald's like, man, get behind me. You see him in them things. You said, what's wrong with Donald? He tripping. He pushing the president, grabbing their hands like that. That's like man up type. You're not going to do what you're going to do what you did with the other presidents. I wish you would do something. That's the part I love about Donald. Now, the other stuff, I'm like, he crazy. But protecting us and on that right, these people crossing lines, I'm still mad about that 911.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
No, even that's for us. It ain't just New York.
For sure.
That's for all of us. You know what I'm saying? That hit our economy. That was a mark.
I remember.
We don't give a shit about y'all. They never crossed that much line over. We didn't. You know, I'm not saying nothing's wrong or right. They hit the maker.
Yeah.
And that was, you know what I'm saying? So down that part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we got a lot of
Real
stuff
good.
going
Yes.
on. This is the warm-up thing, but when we going to get 1 or 2 more episodes, when we get these guests coming, these celebrities, it's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
You know,
Because we're all
coming.
about, we want the stories behind the stories.
Yes.
And we're all about, because our journeys are different, but it's still the same. And we're all about restoration and redemption.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's power in relationships.
Yeah.
So
And I
I'm
like
excited.
where you at right now.
Thank you.
You strong, you on there.
I'm open too, right?
and
So
you
that's what I
open,
like. You can tell me, steer me.
It works perfect for us. So
Yeah.
we able to be ourselves, talk real talk. We getting ready for the guests.
That's right.
So we doing the warm-up before the guests, and I think that's going to be amazing. 10 steps ahead.
10 steps ahead. All right. We'll
can't
catch you
shake
guys on the next episode. Stay
On
tuned.
the 10 steps ahead. It's a brand new show. We're going to kill it, D.
All
It's
right.
my sis right here. That's what's up.
Love and light.
Love, that's what's up. Skeeto's in the building. Let's go.
In the building.